Hello there, this is Alson Crow before semicolon, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you can select ancestors element. So we already have a video where I explain how you select descendants, well, children's and things like that, and now we're going to select ancestors like parents and great parents and so on. So right here I have first item, which is a list. So I'm just going to log the first item. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a couple contacts here. So if I log this too, you can see if I lower this console here, so we see we have the first item, which is that item one right there correctly. So what I want to do is, so if I select this guy, so the parent will be this UL, and the parent of this UL will be the body, and the parent of this body will be the HTML. So pretty cool. So let's see how jQuery managed to do this, and I'm going to show you how you can do exactly the same thing for plain JavaScript. So I'm going to go back here, just going to remove this guy. So first I'm going to select the first parent. So first item parent, I'm going to call this. So the first, how the jQuery does is just you on the element you want to get the parent, you just call parent, and let me log this, call parent, and it should give you, so like I said, the parent would be the UL element. So the same thing for plain JavaScript. Instead of calling parent, well, parent here in jQuery is a method. In the plain JavaScript, the parent node is a property in the item you can check. So if I just copy this, paste here, go in the browser, you see it successfully get me UL, just like jQuery did. Awesome. So far so good. So I'm just gonna delete this, guys. So one thing that jQuery, another method that jQuery gives access to is parents. So just call this, it's parents. So if I take a look here, it gives me UL, the parent, the body, the great parent, and HTML, the great parent. So it's a very useful method, but there's no equivalent in plain JavaScript. Another one that it gives us is parentsUntil. ParentsUntil can take a string selector. ParentsUntil, say I want to get parentsUntil UL. So if I select log this, you see it doesn't give me anything for the parentsUntil UL. So let me go one up. It should give me UL at this time. Cool. If I go one up, say HTML, it should give me the UL and the body. Pretty cool. So it's a nice method in jQuery that you can take advantage of. But again, there's no equivalent of this, so you have to create something. So let me show you a small method where we can create that can replicate the same thing. So I'm gonna create a function here. I'm gonna call it getParents. Pay attention to this one. I'm gonna explain as we go. And the getParents takes an element, and the element until that you want to go. So same how we pass here, parentsUntil. So it takes an option one until, I'm gonna call it until element selector. So I'm gonna take a selector, not an element itself, but a selector. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create an array, an empty array of parents. This is where I'm gonna put all the parents, and at the end here I'm gonna return. So just like jQuery will give us a list here, we're gonna also do a list there. So another one I'm gonna create is the stop element selector. Stop element selector. So here, like I said, it's optional. So I'm gonna say it's this or it's HTML. So if you don't give me If you don't give me anything, I'm going to use HTML. And then I'm going to get my stop element. Extra E here. What my stop element is simply document query selector, and that's where I'm going to use this selector that got passed. So far, great. So we have a list that we're going to put all the parents that we find, and we're going to go through. I'm going to go up and populate this array. We got the selector here saying it's optional. If it doesn't give me, it's an HTML, and then we stop element. So once we get the selector, we're just gonna grab it. So here I'm gonna have a while loop. I don't like while loop much, but in this case it's very useful. So in this while loop, what the condition is, first I want to check if they give me a selector and the element parent node, remember we have parent node, is different than the stop element. I'm going to have two conditions here. So this will cover if they give me this, and I have another condition that if they don't give me a selector, means they just want the parent. So I'm saying if there's no until element selector, stop element selector. So my bad. So no until element selector. So if there's no until element selector and element is different than stop element. Pretty cool. So here, we're just going to explain again. If they give me the selector, I want to check if the parent of the element is different than the stop element. So far. If they don't give me, I would just want to check if the element is different than the stop element. So to further understand this, you see here element, I'm going to assign to element parent node, and parents now push. I'm going to push element. So I'm going to iterate through. So I'm going to get parent node. The element here is now is parent, and then I'm going to push the element. So let's try this on. Seems like I'm not using this. Stop element selector. Oh, my bad. We'll go if I found error here. So stop element selector is passing here. So now it seems like it's gonna work. Let me just double check real quick. My logic here seems to be fine. Cool. Now let's replicate this. So first element parents, first item parents, and I'm just gonna call parents, get parents, and let's just log this. So let's just first test the first one. So I'm just see here. Oh, it's a method. So I have to call it this way. It's not on the object. So here, if I come here, I should get exactly the same result. So you see here, I got UL body HTML when I don't specify the until. So if I want to specify the until, parents until, so let me specify the same thing. I'm going to do HTML. But remember, HTML is already the default. If I don't specify HTML, it's going to automatically give me HTML anyway. So I'm just gonna uncomment this guys and come back here, parent node, start giving me an error there. What did I do wrong? Cannot reproperate of undefined. Oh, because I didn't pass the element. What am I doing? So cool. So now that I pass the element, it should work fine. So you see here, the first one is the parents, and now we got parents until. So you see here, it gives me the same result. So I'm just gonna change this a little bit. I'm gonna do body and do body again here and go back there. It should give me the same results. So pretty much the same thing. So just with a simple function here, we're ready cover 2 methods of jQuery. Pretty straightforward, and that's why JavaScript is amazing. So there you go. I'm gonna paste a link to this code in the description below. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Bye bye.